Declassified, April the 13th, 1945. The official plan from Allied High Command was simple. Annihilate the Dutch city of Zwolle with a 24-hour artillery barrage, and kill every man, woman, and child still inside. What the generals, in their warm bunkers, didn't know was that their entire plan was about to be burned to the ground by one man. A soldier so reckless, so mad, he had already defied death half a dozen times. A man who, that very morning, was technically unfit for service. He had one eye, his back was broken, his ankles were shattered, and he was about to make a choice that violated every order he'd ever been given. A trick so insane, so suicidal, it would either save 50,000 innocent lives or get him erased from history. He was supposed to be a scout, but that night, fueled by pure, unfiltered rage, he became a ghost. This isn't a war story. This is the story of a haunting. The night one man, with one eye and a machine gun, hunted an entire German army. This is the story of Léo Major, April 13th, 1945. The Second World War is in its death throes. The Canadian Army is smashing its way across the Netherlands, a wave of steel and fire pushing the exhausted, but still fanatical, German Wehrmacht back to Berlin. The next obstacle is a medieval Dutch city called Zwolle. Zwolle is a fortress. It's surrounded by a network of deep canals, and the only way in or out is over a handful of heavily fortified bridges. Inside, a German garrison of over 1,000 men, a mix of regular army and fanatical SS, are dug in. They have machine gun nests, mortars, and 80 mm cannons. They are ordered to hold the city, or die trying. To the Allied commanders, Zwolle isn't a city of 50,000 civilians. It's a problem, a hard point. And in 1945, there was one standard, brutal solution for problems like this. The doctrine. The doctrine was simple. Why waste Canadian lives in house-to-house fighting? The order was given. The artillery batteries were moved into position. A 24-hour preparatory bombardment was scheduled. They were going to systematically level the entire city, turn the ancient streets into a moonscape, and kill everyone inside, the Germans, the civilians, everyone. It was a cold, ugly, mathematical decision, a necessary evil. But 10 miles outside the city, in the forward trench of the Canadian Régiment de la Chaudière, was a man who didn't believe in necessary evils. He was a 24-year-old private first class. He was French-Canadian. He was barely 5'7". He was blind in his left eye. He walked with a limp, and he had just heard the plan. His name was Léo Major, and what Léo Major was about to do was not in any manual. It wasn't doctrine. It was, by every military definition, an act of pure, unadulterated insanity. To understand why a single, one-eyed private would dare to defy an entire army's plan, you first have to understand who this man was. He wasn't a normal soldier. He was a force of nature. He was a man who collected career-ending injuries and treated them like minor inconveniences. Léo's war didn't start in 1945. It started on D-Day, June 6, 1944. He lands on Juno Beach in the first wave. It's a meat grinder. The air is thick with machine gun fire, the sand exploding from mortar rounds. Léo isn't a strategist. He's a hunter. He and a single machine gunner move off the beach, hunting a German HMG bunker. They get close. Too close. A German potato masher grenade explodes right in front of them. The blast is catastrophic. Shrapnel rips through Léo's entire left side. The world goes red. When he wakes up, a medic is leaning over him, shaking his head. The diagnosis is grim. His left eye is gone. Permanently. The vision is just black. For any other soldier, this is the end. A ticket home. A blighty wound. He is, by every definition, no longer fit for combat. The doctrine is clear. A one-eyed man cannot be a rifleman. The doctors, the experts, tell him his war is over. He's being evacuated to England. Léo Major looks at the doctor. He understands the order, and he makes his first illegal modification. He refuses. He tells the medics that his vision is fine. He says he only needs one eye to aim a rifle. He says, "I'm a sniper. I'm used to closing one eye anyway." He is defying a direct medical evacuation order. It's the McKenna moment, the Simo Heha moment. The doctrine says his war is over. Léo decides it has just begun. He finds his regiment. He forgets to report his blindness to his commanding officer. And he keeps fighting, a one-eyed ghost, now hunting the men who tried to kill him. But D-Day was just his warm-up, the event that turns Léo from a tough soldier into a legend. Happens 2 months later, during the Battle of the Scheldt. The Canadians are fighting to open the port of Antwerp. It's a wet, muddy, miserable hell. The Germans are dug in deep. Casualties are staggering. Léo Major is on a reconnaissance patrol. He's alone. He's moving through a village when he spots them. A huge patrol of German soldiers. Not 10, not 20, nearly 100. An entire company of SS, the best of the best. Léo is one man, with one eye and a machine gun. The doctrine is clear. Observe, report, run. Léo is not a doctrine kind of guy. He looks at the 100 SS, and he sees a target. He lets the main body of the patrol pass him. He waits. He lets them get deep into the flooded, narrow streets. He waits until the enemy commander, the officer, is right in front of him. He opens fire. Bang, bang, bang. His first burst kills the officer instantly. The patrol, leaderless, dives for cover. They have no idea where the shot came from. They think they've walked into a massive ambush. They return fire. Everywhere. Into empty buildings. Into the sky. This is the Simo Heha trick. The confusion. While they are panicking, Léo is moving. He runs down a side alley. He reappears 100 meters away, on their flank. He opens up again. Thump, 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 thump. A full belt of machine gun fire rips into the huddled-up squad. More men fall. Now, the Germans are terrified. The ambush is coming from 2 directions at once. It must be an entire platoon. But Léo isn't done. He vanishes again. He finds a stash of German grenades. He starts throwing them. Boom! One lands in a truck, which explodes. Boom! Another lands in a house they're using for cover. Now, the Germans are broken. They are being hit from the front, the side, and with grenades. This isn't a platoon. This is an army. A young German soldier, no older than 18, runs right into Léo Major. Léo grabs him, puts a knife to his throat. He doesn't kill him. He has an idea. He tells the terrified soldier, in broken French and German, "Go back. Tell your new commander. Tell him. The entire Canadian army is here, and we are leveling this town. Surrender now, or you will not see the sunrise." The soldier runs. Léo waits. 10 minutes later, a white flag appears. The German commander, believing he is surrounded by hundreds of men, walks out. Léo Major, one man, walks out to meet him. That day, Léo Major, alone, with one eye, personally captured 93 SS soldiers. When he marches them back to the Canadian lines, his own commanders are stunned. They think he's leading a friendly unit, until they see the uniforms. The report is so unbelievable, so impossible, that his commanders recommend him for the Distinguished Conduct Medal, but Léo is too mad. He refuses the medal. He says his general was incompetent and shouldn't be the one to give it to him. This is the man who is now standing outside of Zwolle, a man who sees impossible odds as a personal invitation, a man who would rather fight 100 men than accept a medal from a general he doesn't respect. But his story, his sisu, gets even crazier. You would think a man who captured 93 soldiers would be put in charge, right? Promoted? Given a safe job? Not Léo. Léo loved the hunt. He stayed a private. February 1945. Just 2 months before Zwolle. Léo is in the thick of it again, in the Rhineland. He's driving in a transport vehicle, a kangaroo, when it hits a Teller mine. A mine designed to destroy a tank. The explosion is apocalyptic. The truck is obliterated. It's tossed 20 feet in the air, a twisted wreck of burning metal. The men inside are just gone. Medics arrive at the scene. They find Léo Major in a ditch 50 feet away. He is not moving. He is not breathing. His body is broken. They pull him from the mud. His back is shattered. Both of his ankles are snapped. He has multiple broken ribs. The experts are back. The doctrine is clear. This time, it's not just a medical discharge. This is a miracle he's even alive. The war is over for Léo Major. He is being sent to a hospital, probably for a year. Léo wakes up in a field hospital. The pain is blinding. He can't feel his legs. A doctor tells him he's lucky to be alive. He'll be on a plane to England in an hour. Léo Major looks at the doctor. He hears the official order. And he does what Léo Major always does. He refuses. He waits until the doctor and nurses leave. The pain is so bad he can barely think. He looks at the plaster casts on his legs. He knows he can't walk, so he crawls. He crawls out of the medical tent. He crawls across the muddy, frozen field, dragging his useless legs behind him. He crawls until he finds a Canadian patrol, a dispatch rider. He tells the soldier, "Get me to my regiment." The soldier thinks he's delirious. Léo convinces him. He finds a friend, a fellow soldier. And for the next 2 weeks, he doesn't go to the front line. He can't. Instead, he recovers. He finds a farmer's house. He eats. He borrows a car. He lets his back heal. Just enough. He is, for all intents and purposes, a Zwolle. Absent without leave. He has defied medical orders. He has deserted his hospital. He is an illegal modification in human form. By early March, he's back. He can't run. He can barely walk. But he can shoot. He rejoins his unit, who are stunned to see him. They thought he was dead. His commanding officer just shakes his head. He knows he can't stop this man. This is the man who arrives at the gates of Zwolle in April 1945, a 24-year-old with one eye, a shattered back that hasn't fully healed, ankles held together by scar tissue, a man who has already refused 2 career-ending wounds, a man who captured 93 SS soldiers, alone, a man who refused a medal because he thought the general was an idiot. This is the man who is now crouching in a ditch, listening to the official plan. The plan to turn Zwolle into a graveyard. The doctrine is clear. The city must be flattened. The artillery is ready, but Léo's commander, a man who knew exactly how mad his private was, has an idea. He doesn't want to level the city. He doesn't want to kill 50,000 people. He needs eyes on. He needs to know exactly how strong the German defense is. If the Germans are weak, if they're already pulling out, he can stop the bombardment. He calls for volunteers. A 2-man reconnaissance mission. A suicide mission. Go into the city, alone, at night. Find the German garrison. Count them. Assess their strength. And, if you can, try to make contact with the Dutch resistance, and then come back. Before the artillery barrage starts at 6:20 a.m., the entire regiment is silent. It's a death sentence. Léo Major limps forward. "I'll go." His best friend, Corporal Willie Arsenault, steps up next to him. "I'll go with him." The commander nods. He hands them a map, a radio, and wishes them good luck. Léo Major looks at his friend, Willie. They are 2 men. They are going to walk into a fortress of 1,000 Germans to try and stop an official plan that is going to kill 50,000 civilians. They are the piano wire. They are the iron sights. They are the one, tiny, illegal modification that is about to change everything. The Simo-Heha parallels are almost unbelievable. Simo was a 5'3" farmer. Léo was a 5'7" brawler. Simo refused the doctrine of high-tech scopes. Léo refused the doctrine of medical evacuation. Simo used his sisu to fight the cold. Léo used his grit to fight his own broken body. Simo was a ghost, a white death who hunted the Red Army. Léo was about to become a pirate ghost and hunt the Wehrmacht. The P-38 Tertwains, Intiwade and Trade script, how one mechanic's illegal fix saved the P-38. The Simo script, how one farmer's crazy trick killed 505 Soviets. This story is crazier than both. How one broken soldier's ghost trick liberated an entire city. Alone. Because what happened next, what Léo and Willie did, was not in any manual. They didn't just plan to scout. Léo had a different idea. He remembered the Scheldt. He remembered the 93 prisoners. He knew the Simo-Heha truth. You don't have to be a big army. You just have to sound like one. He wasn't going in to scout the Germans. He was going in to terrorize them. Midnight, April 13th, 1945. The air is cold. The city of Zwolle is blacked out. It is silent. The silence that the Soviet soldier Pavel wrote about. The silence that means a hunter is watching. Léo and Willie strip off their heavy gear. They take only what they need. Sten guns, pockets full of ammunition, and grenades. As many grenades as they can carry. They approach the first canal. The kill zone. They find a small boat. Silently. They paddle across. They're in. They move through the dark, destroyed streets, ghosting from shadow to shadow. The city is empty. The civilians are all hiding in their cellars, praying, waiting for the 6:02 a.m. bombardment that will kill them all. The tension is unbearable. Every sound, a broken piece of glass, a distant dog, makes their hearts pound. They pass a railway line. They cross an open square. Still, nothing. No Germans. Where is the 1,000-man garrison? Léo starts to get cocky. Maybe they already left? Maybe this will be easy. And that's when they make the first mistake. They get too comfortable. They talk. Just a whisper. But in the dead silent city, it's as loud as a gunshot. Crack, a single rifle shot. A German sniper, Léo spins. He sees his friend, his best friend, Willie Arsenault. He sees him grab his chest. He sees the look of shock on his face. Willie falls. He doesn't make a sound. He just crumples to the cobblestones. Léo dives for cover behind a wall. His heart is exploding. He hears German voices, shouting. They know they hit someone. They're moving in. Léo Major is now alone. He is deep inside a fortress city. He is one man, with one eye and a broken back. His best friend is dead. The enemy is closing in. The doctrine is clear. The mission is a failure. He must escape. He must run. He must get back to the Canadian lines and report failure. But the man hiding behind that wall wasn't a soldier anymore. He wasn't a private. He was the one-eyed man from D-Day. He was the man who captured 93 SS soldiers. And he was angry. He looks at Willie's body. He looks at the advancing Germans, and he makes a choice. The illegal modification. He is not going back. He is not going to scout. He is going to burn this entire city to the ground. Or die trying? Léo Major checks the magazine on his Sten gun. He lines up 3 grenades. He looks at the body of his friend, and he feels the sisu. He feels the rage. The Germans, confident, turn the corner, and they walk, not into a scout, but into a ghost, a one-man army, who has just declared a private war on all of them. The hunt was on. The German patrol turns the corner. They're moving slowly, rifles up, expecting a wounded man, a single terrified scout. What they get is a hurricane. Léo Major doesn't wait. He doesn't think. He explodes. He steps out from the shadow and fires his Sten gun. The brrrr of the machine gun shatters the midnight silence. The first two Germans are cut in half before they even see him. They just drop. He throws his first grenade. Boom! It lands in the middle of the remaining squad. Shrapnel and screams fill the narrow street. He doesn't stop. He doesn't hide. He charges through the smoke, firing his Sten from the hip. A third German, trying to raise his rifle. Léo puts 3 rounds in his chest. A fourth, trying to crawl away. Léo doesn't hesitate. In less than 10 seconds, the entire patrol is gone. Annihilated. Silence, heavy, ringing silence, falls on the street. Léo stands over the bodies, his chest heaving. The rage is a white-hot fire. He looks at his friend, Willie, lying dead on the cobblestones, and he looks at the dead Germans. It wasn't enough. This was just the start. The doctrine is still screaming in his head. Run, report, retreat. The mission is a failure. But the McKenna in him, the Simoheha, the Léo Major, has a different idea. He looks at Willie's body. He can't take him back. Not yet. He gently takes his friend's dog tags. Then he picks up Willie's Sten gun. Now, he has 2, 1 for each hand. He's got a full load of grenades. And he has a new mission. This is no longer a reconnaissance. This is a Motti tactic. This is a one-man ambush. He is not going to scout the 1,000-man garrison. He is going to hunt them. He knows the Simoheha trick. The trick that turned one farmer into a White Death. It wasn't the rifle. It was the psychology. It was the confusion. He looks at the empty, dark city. He knows the Germans are now on high alert. They heard the gunfire. They heard the grenade. They know someone is in the city. Léo's plan is simple. He is going to make those 1,000 Germans believe they are not being hunted by someone. They are being hunted by everyone. He is going to make his illegal modification. He is going to turn one broken, one-eyed soldier into the entire Canadian Army. He takes a deep breath. His back is screaming in pain. His ankles feel like they're full of broken glass. He ignores it. He starts to run. He runs 2 blocks north. He finds an empty street. He throws a grenade into the window of an abandoned house. Kaboom! The explosion echoes, sounding like an anti-tank gun. The Germans, in their barracks, hear it. An explosion. North of the first firefight, Léo doesn't wait. He's already moving. He runs, limping, 3 blocks west. He finds a patrol of 4 Germans setting up a machine gun nest facing north, where the grenade went off. They never hear him. He comes from their flank, from the west. Brrrr. He empties a full magazine from one Sten gun. The machine gun crew is dead. Now, the German command center is getting reports. A firefight in the central square. A heavy explosion in the north sector. And now, machine gun fire in the west sector. The Canadian Army is attacking from 3 directions at once. This is the Simoheha moment. This is the Saburo Sakai moment. The enemy is confused. Their doctrine has no answer for this. A German major, safe in his concrete bunker, is looking at a map. This makes no sense. The Canadians aren't supposed to attack until dawn. This must be a full-scale regimental assault. But how, he orders his men. Find them! Find the main assault. But there is no main assault. There is only Léo. Léo is a ghost. He's a blur. He never stops moving. He is fighting a war against time. He knows he only has a few hours until 6 a.m. He has to break the entire German garrison before his own army kills them, and 50,000 civilians. He runs and runs. His lungs are on fire. He's not just a soldier. He's a performance artist. He is acting the part of an army. He runs south. He finds a parked German transport truck. He doesn't shoot it. He plants a sticky bomb on its engine block. He keeps moving. 30 seconds later, whoomp! A massive fireball. Now, the South Sector is reporting an attack. To the Germans, huddled in their bunkers, this is a nightmare. It's the Pavel diary all over again. This is not war. This is hell. The enemy is everywhere. They are in the north. They are in the west. They are in the south. They are blowing up our vehicles. They are wiping out our machine gun nests. We cannot see them. We only hear them, the sound of gunfire. Is Léo Major's white death. The German major is panicking. He orders all patrols to fall back to their hard points. No more patrols. Consolidate! Consolidate! This is Léo's first victory. He now owns the streets. The 1,000-man garrison is now hiding from him, but Léo isn't done. He's just getting started. He's running, and he runs. Right into a German command car. A Kübelwagen. It's driving fast, no headlights, carrying an officer. It's the Simo Heha moment again. The hunter becomes the hunted. The car squeals to a stop. The officer in the back raises his pistol. Léo doesn't dive. He doesn't hide. He raises his Sten gun. Brrrr! He shoots the driver. The officer fires. Crack. Crack. The bullets miss. A one-eyed man is harder to hit in the dark. The car, driverless, slams into a wall. The officer is thrown forward. Léo is on him in a second, hauling him out, a knife to his throat. The officer is babbling in German. Who are you? How many are you? Léo Major, his one eye burning in the dark, his face covered in soot and sweat, gives the man his Scheldt speech. We are the Canadian Army. We are everywhere. The artillery starts in 3 hours. You have one chance. Tell your men to leave. The officer laughs. You are one man. I heard just one man. You are dead. To the officer, this is doctrine. One man cannot fight a garrison. Léo shows him the illegal modification. He doesn't kill the officer. He does something smarter. He does something that would make McKenna proud. He uses him. He shoves the officer back into the car. Drive! The officer is stunned. What? Drive. Take me. To your friends. The officer, terrified, his driver dead, does what he's told. Léo Major, a private, is now driving through the streets of Zwolle in a captured German command car, with a captured German officer, on his way to the main German garrison. This is not in any manual. This is pure, beautiful insanity. They drive for 3 blocks. The officer points to a large dark building, a hotel fortified with sandbags, SS headquarters. Léo smiles. He stops the car a block away. He ties the officer's hands. He tells him, "Wait here. If you move, I will kill you. If I die, my friends will find you and kill you. Understand?" The officer nods. He is paralyzed with fear. He is facing a madman. Léo Major gets out of the car. He looks at the SS headquarters, the most fortified, most fanatical, most dangerous building in the entire city. Simo Heha refused the scope. McKenna used piano wire. Léo Major is going to use arson. He's out of grenades. He's low on ammo. But he sees jerry cans of gasoline stacked against the building for the German vehicles. He's not going to fight the SS. He's going to evict them. He crawls. His back is a solid sheet of agony. But the adrenaline, the rage, is stronger. He crawls, dragging 2 full cans of gasoline. He reaches the side door of the hotel. He pours the gasoline all over the door, all over the sandbags, all over the window frames. He backs up. He pulls out his last magazine. He chambers around. He aims at the gasoline. He fires. Brrrr! The world ignites. Oh, whoomph that shakes the entire street. A ball of fire, A Motti ambush. A field kitchen. Gone. The SS headquarters. Is an inferno. Changing. Burning. Men pour out of the front door, screaming. They are not elite soldiers anymore. They are rats, fleeing a fire. Léo Major is waiting for them. From the darkness, across the street. He opens up. They panic. They are on fire, and they are being shot. They don't fight back. They run. They scatter. They vanish into the night, screaming that the Canadians are here, that the city is burning. Léo has just broken the back of the German defense. Alone. He walks back to the command car. The officer is gone. He fled. Léo doesn't care. In fact, it's better. He knows exactly what that terrified officer is going to do. He is going to run back to the main barracks. He is going to tell the German commander exactly what he saw. He's going to say, it's not an army. It's worse. It's a demon. A ghost. He's burning the city. He killed the SS. He's everywhere. This is psychological warfare. This is Léo's White Death. He has just turned a German officer into his own personal radio broadcaster, a broadcaster of terror. And now, Léo goes back to work. He's not done. He has 2 hours left until 6:20 a.m. He starts the ghost trick all over again. He runs block after block. He fires a burst. Brap! He runs. He fires another burst. Brap! Brap! He finds more grenades on the dead SS. He throws them. Boom! The entire city of Zwolle is now his personal sound stage. The Germans are in a full-blown, undeniable panic. The Simo Heha effect is complete. We know this, not from Léo's reports, but from the Germans. Their radio operators are screaming into their headsets. Attack from all sides! Regiment strength! They have flamethrowers! They are in the SS headquarters. The German commander, the one in the bunker, hears that the SS headquarters, the heart of his defense, is on fire. He hears that his patrols are being annihilated. He hears explosions from the north. He hears gunfire from the south. He hears his own officers are fleeing in terror. His doctrine has failed. His numbers mean nothing. He makes the only logical decision he can. He gives the order. Evacuate. Full retreat! Save yourselves! The invincible 1,000-man garrison, the men who were ordered to fight to the death. They break. They run. They pour out of their barracks. They don't even fight. They just run. They run for the bridges. They run for the roads. They trample each other, trying to get away from the army that is hunting them. They are running from one single man. But Léo isn't done. He's not a doctrine guy, remember? He sees them running, and he hunts them. He's not just scaring them anymore. He's hurting them. He gets ahead of the retreating column. He sets up his Sten gun. He waits. The first group runs around the corner. They panic. He's in front of us. They turn. They run down another street. Léo is already there. He has limped, run, with his broken back, to cut them off again. He is a shepherd from hell. He is a one-eyed sheepdog, herding 1,000 terrified, invincible sheep all night. For 4 solid hours, he runs, he shoots, he terrorizes. The city is his, but now Léo has a new problem. The sun is starting to come up, a faint gray line on the horizon. He's running out of time. It's 4:30 a.m. The Germans are gone. The city is silent. Not the scary silence. A real Silence. He did it. He won, but he's just one man. His own army, the Canadian Army, has no idea. The doctrine is still the doctrine. The artillery, the 24-hour bombardment that will kill 50,000 people, is still scheduled for 6 a.m. Léo Major looks at the burning city. He looks at the approaching dawn. He has just won a one-man war against a German garrison. Now, he has to fight a new war against his own armies. Official plan: he has 90 minutes to stop the entire Canadian artillery from destroying the city. He just saved. He checks his ammo. He's almost empty. He looks at his hands. They are bloody. He feels his back. It's not there. Just pain. He has to get back. He has to run all the way back to the Canadian lines. After fighting for his life for 4 hours, the hunt is over. The race has just begun. Léo Major is in a race. He has just defeated an army of 1,000. Now he faces a new enemy. The clock. It's 4:30 a.m. The artillery bombardment, his army's bombardment, begins in 90 minutes. He is deep inside the kill zone. He is exhausted. His one eye is burning from smoke and gunpowder. His broken back is a solid block of agony. His ankles, the ones he snapped in the mine explosion, are screaming. He has just spent 4 hours running, gunning, haunting. Now, he has to run back. He starts to move. It's not a run anymore. It's a limp, a shuffle. He is running on nothing but pure, unfiltered sisu, that Canadian grit. He crosses the railway tracks. He passes the burning, smoldering shell of the SS headquarters. The city is dead. The Germans are gone. But the 50,000 civilians are still there, hiding in their cellars, waiting for the 6 a.m. apocalypse. Léo knows he is the only thing that can stop it. He reaches the canal, the moat he crossed hours ago. It feels like a lifetime ago. He finds the boat. His hands are shaking so badly he can barely hold the oar. He paddles across the dark water. He's out. He's on the friendly side of the canal. But now, a new enemy. His own sentries. He is a single figure emerging from the darkness. He's coming from the enemy city, covered in blood, soot, and carrying 2 Sten guns. He is a target. Halt! A Canadian voice cuts through the pre-dawn cold. Halt or I'll fire. Léo falls to his knees. He can't run anymore. He drops the guns. He screams. Not his name, not a password. He screams the one thing that matters. Zwolle! It's clear! The city is ours! The sentries don't fire. They see his uniform. They see the mad look in his one eye. They drag him, limping, crawling, to the command post. It's 5:15 a.m. Léo Major bursts into the dugout. He finds his commanding officer. The CO, the expert, looks at him like he's a ghost. Major? We thought you were dead. Where is Arsenault? Léo's voice is a raw whisper. He holds up the dog tags. He's gone. The CO's face falls. The mission is a failure. Son, I'm sorry. Léo explodes. The brawler comes out. No. You listen to me. The Germans are gone. I scared them. They ran. The officers in the dugout just stare at him. This is the McKenna moment. The doctrine is colliding with the illegal modification. The officers, the experts, they look at their watches, 5:20 a.m. They look at this one, broken, one-eyed private, a man known for being mad, a man who refused a medal, and he's telling them that he, alone, just defeated a 1,000-man garrison. It's impossible. The artillery officer is on the phone. Command, we have a situation. The scout is back. He says the city is clear. The doctrine from high command is clear. The report is unverified. The scout is delirious. The bombardment will proceed. 5:30 a.m. Léo hears this, and he loses his mind. He grabs the CO's uniform. Sir, you called this mission. You asked for eyes on. I am your eyes. I was there. It's empty. Call it off. The CO looks at Léo's one blazing eye. He sees the truth. He sees the Sisu. This is the moment from the P-38 script. The expert who breaks the rules because he trusts his mechanic. The CO grabs the radio. He breaks doctrine. This is Charlie command. Red, red, red. Hold the bombardment. I repeat. Hold! Your fire! We are going in. It's 5:45 a.m., 15 minutes to spare. The doctrine is broken. The official plan is dead. Now, Léo's illegal modification has to be proven. The CO doesn't just believe him. He bets 50,000 lives on his word. The sun rises. 6:20 feet. The world is silent. The artillery does not fire. The Canadian Army, the Régiment de la Chaudière, begins to advance. They move cautiously into the city of Zwolle. They are expecting a trap. They are expecting machine guns. They are expecting death. And who is at the front of the column? Léo Major. He refused medical aid. He refused to sleep. He told his CO, Willie is still in there. I'm going to get him. He limps at the head of the army, back into the city he just conquered. The soldiers move street by street. They find the empty machine gun nests. They find the abandoned mortars. They find the burning, smoldering ruins of the SS headquarters. They find hundreds of abandoned rifles and helmets. They find a city with no Germans. The entire regiment is speechless. They are stunned. This one man, this mad, one-eyed brawler. He told the truth. He did the impossible. And then, it happens. The proof. A cellar door creaks open. An old Dutch civilian peeks out. He sees, not a German, but a Canadian uniform. He cries. He runs out. Frei! Frei! Free! And then, the city comes alive. The 50,000 people. The ones who were supposed to die at 6:09 a.m. They pour out of their cellars. They come running into the streets. They are laughing. They are crying. They are screaming. They are hugging the Canadian soldiers. They are handing them flowers. They are handing them wine. It is not a battle. It is a liberation. And in the middle of this joyful chaos, the Canadian soldiers just stare at one man, Léo Major. The man who did. This time Léo doesn't celebrate. He limps through the cheering crowd. He walks to the central square, and he finds his friend. He gently lifts the body of Willie, Arsenault. He carries him home. That is how one broken soldier used a ghost trick to liberate an entire city, alone. For this, Léo Major was awarded the Distinguished Conduct Medal, the DCM, the second highest medal for bravery in the Commonwealth. This time, he accepted it, but the story, his Sisu, doesn't end there, because this wasn't a fluke. This wasn't a one-time rage. This was Léo Major. The ripple effect of this wasn't that Lockheed changed a manual. The ripple effect was Léo Major himself, 5 years later. 1950, the Korean War. Leo volunteers. He re-enlists. He still has one eye. He still has a bad back. But China has entered the war. November 1951. Léo Major, now a sergeant, is holding a place called Hill 355. It's the Scheldt all over again. The doctrine says his small company of 20 men should retreat. Why? Because they are being attacked by 2 Chinese divisions. It's not 1,000 men. It's 40,000 men. The experts gave the order, retreat. Léo Major heard the order, and he did. What Léo Major always does. He refused. He looked at his 19 terrified men, and he used the Simo Heiha trick. Again, he screamed, "We are not retreating! We sound like an army!" For 3 days, in the freezing cold, Léo Major and his 20 men ran back and forth across the hill. They fired machine guns. They fired mortars. They threw grenades. They sounded like a regiment. The 40,000 Chinese stopped. They faltered. They believed the trick. Again. After 3 days, Léo Major and his men still held the hill. He survived. He won. For this, Léo was awarded another Distinguished Conduct Medal. He is the only Canadian in history to receive the DCM in 2 different wars. That is the legacy. When the war was over, what happens to a man like this? James McKenna, the mechanic, went back to his garage. He died a secret. Simo Heiha, the White Death, went back to his farm. He died a humble legend. Léo Major wasn't quiet. He wasn't humble. He was Léo. He went home to Montreal. He lived a long life. But in Zwolle, the city he saved, he is not a man. He is a saint. They named a street after him. Léo Majorlan. He returned every year. The entire city would come out to greet him. He died in 2008. At age 87, his story is the ultimate illegal modification. It proves that wars are not won by doctrine. They are not won by experts. They are won by individuals. They are won by a mechanic with piano wire. They are won by a farmer with snow in his mouth. And they are won by a one-eyed madman who had the sisu to declare a one-man war on an army, to save a city. If you found this story as compelling as we did, please take a moment to like this video. It helps us share more forgotten stories from the Second World Tea War. Subscribe to stay connected with these untold histories. Each one matters. Each one deserves to be remembered. And we'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below telling us where you're watching from. Our community spans from Texas to Tasmania. From veterans to history enthusiasts, you're part of something special here. Thank you for watching. And thank you for keeping these stories alive.